Moving on, India is set to take a center stage at a high-stake BRICS leaders summit hosted by Brazil today. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar will represent India at the summit called by Brazilian President Lula da Silva to address the sweeping tariff imposed by US President Donald Trump. India and Brazil have hit hardest. India faces an additional 25% tariff for purchasing Russian oil, which Washington claims is funding the war in Ukraine. New Delhi has slammed the move as unfair and unreasonable. And remember, this summit follows a pivotal meeting in Tianjin, where Prime Minister Modi met with President Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, signaling what many sees as a strategic reset in India's foreign policy amid raising tensions with Washington. And meanwhile, Trump says he is ready to move to the second phase of sanction against Russia.
To move to the second phase of sanctions against Russia or punishing Putin.
How was your call with the Prime Minister of Australia?
All right, so all stage is all set for that high-stake BRICS leaders summit that is going to take place in Brazil today, and it is going to be Dr. S. Jaishankar who will be representing India in this summit that has in fact been called by the Brazilian President Lula da Silva. Now, what is really important to note here is that both Brazil and India are facing major tariffs as far as United States is concerned, a sweeping tariff that has been imposed by US President Donald Trump, and both the countries, be it India or Brazil, have been hit the hardest. When we talk about India, remember around 50% of tariff has been levied on India at this point. After 25%, an additional 25% tariff has been in fact imposed on India for purchasing Russian oil. And the defense that is coming in from Washington is that these money or this funding is in fact going directly towards the war in Ukraine. And now New Delhi has slammed the move as unfair and unreasonable. And all this is in fact followed by the meeting that we have seen in Tianjin, where in fact Prime Minister Modi met with President Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. That was, of course, a very crucial optics that has been seen for the globe, for the world, signaling what many sees as a strategic reset in India's foreign policy amid the rising tension with Washington. Of course, the negotiation is likely to be back on table between India and US. We have seen the kind of statement that has come from Donald Trump regarding India and its friendship. For more on this, I'm now joined by CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra on this broadcast. Siddhant, so a crucial BRICS summit is going to take place in Brazil today. What is there on agenda specifically when we talk about tariff? Because both the countries, India and Brazil, have been hit the hardest by the tariff.
Well, that's right, Sharon. And in fact, President Lula perhaps has been asking for the virtual meeting of the leaders from the BRICS countries, because he wanted to come up with a joint position on Trump's tariff, and also discussions over how to minimize the impact and how to establish a better coordination between the BRICS nation to minimize the impact, etc., etc. In fact, he did speak to Prime Minister Modi also last month regarding the same. So as far as Brazilian readout is concerned, after that particular conversation, did mention for a leaders meeting. But Indian side never mentioned it after the telephonic conversation between the two leaders. Now, today, post-lunch at around 4:30 India time, this meeting will commence. This is going to be the virtual meeting, Sharon. In fact, 11 leaders from 11 plus BRICS countries are going to be taking part in this meeting. India is not participating at the leaders level. From Indian side, S. Jaishankar will be participating in the virtual meeting. Also, it would really be interesting to see the statement which will come out after the leaders meet. Largely, since India is not participating at the leaders summit, is also a message to the United States that India still believes that as far as tariff issue is concerned, tariffs that have been imposed on India, perhaps is a bilateral issue between US and India, and perhaps both countries should mutually be finding a way out. And in fact, India has never, believed in back and forth with DC when it comes to statements and the counter statement attack and counter attacks. India has believed in strategic silence and working to find out a solution to this crisis. But since, as I said, that President Lula wanted this kind of a meeting. In fact, President Xi will also be participating from the Chinese side. Russian president will also be the part of this meeting. So it would really be interesting to see the statement that would be issued after the meeting.
Absolutely. Many thanks, Siddhant, for bringing us that context.